If you are setting appointments or you've got inbound leads and they need to get connected with people to do demo calls or anything like that, I'm going to give you a couple tips here based on a review that I just did of one of our setters. So a couple things to keep in mind. When you're reaching out to folks, this is the general framework that I would use to ensure that you're as effective as possible. And so the first is mindset, like the energy that you bring to the call. You are the front lines. Fundamentally, if you don't have positive, encouraging, uplifting energy, people don't want to be around you in the first place. And you're representing the entire brand. So if that's critical, you got to come from a place of like, you are the greeter. You are the first impressions team. So beyond their qualification, how they're good, whatever they do in their life, you want them walking away saying, those are good people. I like those folks. They were just fun to be around. So that's actually probably 70-80% of the role there is just bringing great energy. How do you practically do this? Start off the call and say, hey, first name, how's it going? Like, you don't say, hey, is this, like you're a stranger or a solicitor. You say, hey, first name, how is it going? And so, hey, Matt, how you doing today? Awesome. Oftentimes they'll respond, good. May I ask who's calling, right? Or sometimes they'll say, awesome, how are you doing? If they say who's calling, then you get to say, oh, this is, this is whatever it is. This is Matt with HLPT. Just want to reach out and get you connected with some resources because I saw you had a couple questions for us, right? A little bit of a context there that just leads them through. Like, I'm not a stranger calling you for no reason. You asked me to call you, and that's why I'm following up. If they do say, how are you doing? Use that as a moment to like create connection. My favorite line is better now that I'm talking to you, or something like, just another day in paradise. Something that's like positive, encouraging energy. I think this is like the places that we enjoy going have repeatable, predictable, positive energy. It doesn't matter if this is the 30th time that you said it today. To them, it's the first time they're hearing it. So you want to come and bring it repeatably. Find something that works and reuse it time and time again. Don't change it just because you got bored, because your role is not self-serving. It is others serving. And so that's the first being. In the first 10, 30 seconds there, high energy, good connection. Now, they'll usually give a little bit of a context of why they call, what they're bringing, sort of some things there. I want to immediately set expectations for the call, right? Which is, my job is, and then tell them what your job is. I think the best response here is, my job here is to make sure I get you connected with the resources that you need as fast as possible. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions just to make sure I'm sending you in the right direction? I think that's a great transition point. It clarifies for them that this is not intended to be a 30-minute discovery call. This is not where all of their questions are answered. This is where they get directed to the places to get their questions answered. Now, if they ask, like, what does that mean? Well, it might be a demo call. It might be sending you some stuff via email, whatever it is. I just want to make sure we're getting you taken care of, right? So the key thing is the role is qualifying and connecting them. The role isn't being their end-all be-all. And this also sets the tone there. Then I want to make sure I'm asking questions that actually matter, and I'm not asking questions that don't matter. So it's a balance here of like, I want to feel like I'm connecting them and doing discovery, but not accidentally discouraging them. And so I've seen this specifically take place where you can too quickly lean into strategists, or if your energy is negative, you don't have the full context or understanding. And so I'm always going to default to positive instead of like negatively qualifying them. It just like never works. And so a good example, a practical one where they had a friend that was already using them. They felt positive about their ability to resell because they already had 7 businesses they talked to, and they were all positive they wanted to do it. But they didn't have a high-level account, and they didn't have a brand name. It doesn't matter what your brand name is whatsoever, but because we asked about the brand name, they started to second guess, like, well, I guess I don't have authority and maybe I should figure that out. What? Your brand name doesn't matter at all. And they were planning on just saying like, hey, it's me powered by HighLevel. Also doesn't matter. Totally valid strategy. Some of our biggest accounts, FG Funnels, runs this way. They say, it's FG Funnels powered by HighLevel. Still have thousands of subscribers. Nobody cares. And so you want to make sure the questions you ask are scripted, they're known, and you ask questions that matter, and you don't ask questions that don't matter. And then based on the answers to the questions, the qualification that happens there, you set them into the right direction. Maybe they're looking for the best affiliate deal. And you're like, well, cool. HL Pro Tools has the best affiliate deal in the market. Let me set you a conversation over here. Or maybe they're trying to, learn more, whatever it is, drive to the demo there. And so it's a balanced understanding of like what you're working with, but especially in seasons where your calls aren't overwhelmed and overpacked. you can always qualify, but you got to qualify with positive energy. And the last thing is you want to elevate the next step. So if you do set them into an appointment, you're confirming this is, you're going to be meeting with them, and whoever it is they're meeting with is the best person you could be talking to. They're going to be absolutely stellar and great. Everyone says rave things about them. So block it off, bring your questions. It's going to be a great conversation. Or if it's an email or follow-up or whatever it might be, they'll be like, cool, I'm going to send you an email. And this video that I'm sending you, this is literally one of the best things you ever see. So if you can, block off some time today, watch it right away. And I'll set some time to call you back in case you have questions after you watch it, right? And that could be like you set priority for them to pay attention to the next step of the information, because that's what's important. You qualify, you connect them with the next piece. That could be a conversation or just a different form of communication. And then you send them with priority. So they're feeling positive. They had a great conversation and they know that the next step is important. And so they feel like they're making positive direction, because if you create positive interaction, appetite for what's next, but you don't set priority there, what can happen is they'll then zoom away and talk to 7 other alternatives, because now they prioritize solving the problem, but not necessarily prioritize the next step of communication or information that you're pointing them towards. So you want to make sure you're prioritizing the next step, not just solving the problem. Hopefully this helps. If you're doing any sort of appointment setting, a couple little tweaks there can make a huge difference. And if you want to see some practical ways to leverage AI, I actually have a video going over just good messaging tips and best practices when it comes to text message marketing. And I think you might enjoy that over here. I'm going to go over here. I've got the recording, and so I got no details about this person, but it was a 12-minute call, and they had opted in. They said, I want to learn more. And so let's listen in.
This is Brian.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? This is George.
Good.
HighLevel Pro Tools.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Sweet. Nothing too crazy.
Let me go in front of a computer. Hold on a second.
So a couple things about this call. As far as an intro goes, you got a quick answer. So he already answered with, this is Brian. My ideal is to set rapport like a friend would. So he didn't say like, is this Brian? So that's good. He said, I think he said, let's see again.
This is Brian.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? This is George.
Good.
So yeah, so he did, hey Brian, how's it going? But then he quickly pivoted into like, this is George with HL Pro Tools. I would give a little bit more space there and let the person respond, like create rapport. The common thing throughout this is there was a couple of energy mismatches. So you can probably hear it that Brian's energy is really positive.
HighLevel Pro Tools.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Right, he's excited. He understands who it is. Oh, hey, how you doing? And then he says, let me go get to my computer.
Sweet. Nothing too crazy.
Let me go in front of a computer. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna speed this up
Sure.
for us. We'll put 1.5.
Okay. You said you're George with who?
HighLevel Pro Tools.
So because he said this is George, he actually wasn't sure who it was, but he's already positive. So he's already assuming that it's George there. So whether he was positive for us or positive for George, that's key. So that was done well. You want to just say like, hey, Brian, how's it going? He does that. And it's like, he did the George. He didn't have to do that because Brian might respond and just say, oh, this is, how are you doing? And then, so give him space to like have that conversational connection there. Went into it. He goes to his computer. Then he clarifies, who is this? He must have caught like the high level, or he sort of knew it there, but he didn't quite know exactly who it was.
The website is HLPT.com.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
So yes, I'm very interested. It's a kicks off. High energy. This is great. Should be a slam dunk.
Pro Tools. Glad you called me.
Yeah, I was shooting over a call because I saw that you may have checked out an ad of ours a little while back about getting some help with your guy level. Is that something that you were looking into?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm new to getting into the AI online sales game. I used to back in the good old days. I'm a little bit older than a lot of folks, but back in '06 when the market crashed with housing and as a realtor, I learned how to do SEO and used to do videos and get people ranked on YouTube and did some website building and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. In the last 8 months or so, I've been watching AI and I thought, it looks like I could go back into doing the online marketing and just help my clients a lot more than I used to do with even less work than I used to have to do it.
Okay.
So at this point, he's excited. He's given a backstory. It's positive. He's feeling optimistic about it. A recurring theme. I don't know why, but George's energy was off. He was like, listen to the difference between how Brian is talking.
That was my thought process. And I came across several different people that are hawking high level, Jason Wardrop, and I don't know who all the other people are. James Bonadies, I think, is one of the other ones I've been watching.
Mike Kush is pretty popular too.
Yeah, and then I stumbled across you guys. So I'm just trying to get my feet wet. I also have a friend that's a Go High Level. He's a big rep. He does like millions of dollars in another field, but he has Go High Level for his clients. And he said, "Oh, I can just put you on my Go High Level account. It's free. Don't worry about it." So he was going to set me up with my own High Level account through him. But I'm trying to figure out where can I go to get the best help and training to get myself set up and get going. I've been doing real estate sales and some internet sales, for quite a.
So he set priority. I'm trying to figure out where's the best place I can go to get help and training. It's exactly what we do. He's saying I got some sales background there. He's trying to figure this out.
I feel like I'm going to be fairly good at it. I've talked about 7 or 8 different businesses and kind of pitched them the.
He's already talked to 7 or 8 different businesses. He thinks I'm going to be great at this. I'm going to be awesome at selling this thing. I just want to get some help and support to get set up for myself.
Of what I was looking at doing to help them, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, let's sit down and talk. When can we get together? We're really interested."
So this is where I think there's a critical turn. Is George's energy not very positive? Really, like weirdly negative.
Okay. So just to confirm then, since you mentioned the other businesses, you are planning on like reselling Go High Level, right?
And so this like line of questioning, it almost doesn't matter. He's given the information. If you're doing setting at this point, it should have pivoted to like, man, that sounds all great. Sounds super positive. I think you're in the right place. My job is to get you connected with the strategist. And then at that point, if you've got some questions, or I'd say that's like, my job is to connect you, find some time to get you connect with a strategist so they can go deeper into like, maybe showing their screen or things that can work really well for you. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? And then find a time for you to do that. So I would set my goal and intention. My win is set the appointment there. So that's what I need to do. Keep energy high. Say, what I'm doing here is I'm going to set you into a call with a strategist who can help you answer some more questions there. And then if I have some more questions I want to ask those questions at this point.
Or were you just hoping to use it solely for your business?
This is a weird, like, negative qualification. He said he has a business. He clearly said he's talked to folks that are excited about reselling it. He did mention somebody might want to put them on their sub account there, but he's feeling really positive. So I don't know if there's just poor connection or not active listening. He's kind of already answered this, but I think the question he wants to ask is like, do you already have a high level account or are you doing a brand new one? But still, it's the tone and the energy that really starts to derail this.
I don't know.
I was thinking of using it more along the lines of for my business and maybe putting people into it. I don't know.
He's still positive. He's still absolutely positive.
If that would be white labeling it, or if it would be putting them under me as sub accounts, or how I would do that for multiple different businesses, like a plumber, a high-end car repair guy, a hunting fishing store. Like they're not all in the same niche, So
yeah, no worries. That would probably still fall into the category of white labeling it, seeing as how you're going to be bringing them on as sub accounts. You're going to be offering it as GHL or your own proprietary software, so to speak.
No, I'm not going to have. Obviously, I don't have the name recognition, right? So I think
this is where like that question is totally unnecessary. Now, hear me. I'm listening to this at 1.5x speed. If I did it at 1 speed, it gets even harder to. You can recognize the difference in just the low tone and mismatch energy there. But this is a really bad question. Like asking him whether he has a brand name or not doesn't matter for us whatsoever. We help folks that say it's my brand, or folks that say like it's my service and it's powered by High Level. Like we really don't care. I don't know why this is even being asked, and it's starting to like actually instill a little bit of uncertainty and erode his confidence in why he was reaching out to us in the first place.
What I'm going to do is just tell them it's the Mikowski Group offering GHL with with customized twists for this sort of business. Like, of course, you can go get this without me, but you're not going to get it to work for your company the way that I'm going to set it up for you.
And because he did that, now he's uncertain. Because of that question, now he's uncertain. He's having to resell it himself. Is like, well, they could go get it without me, but it's going to be fine. This is why they're still going to want to use me.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
Does that make sense, or is that?
Okay, I'll just replay that. So we're at 3:21 into the call.
No, I'm not going to have. Obviously, I don't have the name recognition, right? So I think what I'm going to do is just.
He mentions I don't have the name recognition, so now he's already uncertain himself.
Tell him it's the Mikowski Group offering GHL with with customized twists for this sort of business. Like, of course, you can go get this without me, but you're not going to get it to work for your company the way that I'm going to set it up for you.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
Does that make sense, or is that not a good way to approach this business?
So typically people.
Now he's saying, does that make sense, or is that a bad way to approach this? He's gone from excited to talk to us to now questioning his life decision, whether he should even use HighLevel at all. George is going to respond with, it comes back as like, well, there's two ways to go at it. And he basically details sort of what he said is like people rebranded themselves, people do affiliate stuff, but now he introduces the idea of affiliate, and it just totally changes the energy dynamic. I'm going to fast forward here. Let's go to like 5 minutes.
Off down the line if there's not a system in place to make sure that they're taken care of.
Oh, there was another thing that happened.
No, not quite.
And so now,
I gotcha. And what are you guys mainly doing? You're mainly
hear that. He's like, gotcha. Now, what are you guys doing? So now he's already starting to like exploration about what you guys do. We've lost him. Energy is down.
doing it as a full white label where you're offering like an entire service background where I'm plugging people into the services that you offer and I'm getting half the money. Is that right?
It's sort of like he sort of understands what he does, but doesn't quite. And right now, like the better response would be saying, plug you in, you get half the money. I'd say, no, you keep all the money. Like we are a white label provider. You pay us a fixed fee and you get to keep all the money that your subscribers pay you. That should be like when you're setting an appointment, the key thing is short answers, positive answers. You want to qualify, you want to know where they're at. But right now we're discouraging him accidentally. And let's see where it goes from here.
No, not quite. We don't actually resell Go HighLevel ourselves. We just enable people that resell Go HighLevel to have a backend system for support and onboarding. So a really combination. Yeah. So
he clarifies that, but then he goes on to actually sell the negative potential outcomes of being a reseller.
When you're going to be bringing these businesses on board, a super common issue that they'll have is that they don't really know too much about Go HighLevel, and you can do a lot. It's a great software, but people tend to get a lot of
and so he goes on to say people get confused and they churn all these potential negatives, which can be true. But the reality is we sell against the work of doing it yourself. So like those are problems that are going to happen no matter what, but they're privileged problems to have. It's like me saying, oh man, my tax bill was so big. You're not going to want to own your own business there. And you're like, well, yeah, actually, if I had so many subscribers that now I need to onboard, it's like, that's not a bad problem to have. It's a normal problem to have. And so we should be talking it against the hard work of doing it yourself, not a scenario where it's like you don't do it and all these other negative outcomes happen to you, or casting HighLevel in a negative light, which is also totally derailing it. I'm gonna zoom ahead here.
But I may not want to stay with him depending on.
So then it's clear he wants to talk about the affiliates that are going on, and let's go and just see how this call kind of wraps up.
Anything do you want us to send you some resources or anything that you can check out along the way? Do you want like some YouTube videos or really anything that could help you out with that?
Yeah, anything like that. I'm watching that stuff every day all the time. So yeah, anything you got on resources would be great. What address do you have for me, Brian, at McCowskygroup.com or?
Yeah, let's do the cut out his email there. But
yeah, no, absolutely.
Volume, and I'm going to be like this little.
He basically deflected to say, hey, call me back in a few weeks. I might stay on the sub account for the guy that I had, or I might sign up with these other affiliates. The big thing was tone was absolutely wrong. Need to start off high energy. If he gives a little context, be positive, clarify the purpose of the call. Hey, my job is to get you connected with a strategist, and figure out like what, if there's anything we can do to help you. And I reframe it this way. My job is to get you connected to the best resources as quickly as possible. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions just to make sure I'm pointing you in the right direction? That's it. So you make it known that like you're not the source of the answers, you are the source of connecting them to the answers. So you ask those questions, and the questions that I would ask that would be relevant for us would be like, okay, do you already have a HighLevel account? Yes or no? If they don't have a HighLevel account, cool, they're interested in affiliate stuff. If they do have a HighLevel account, great. Are you what are you trying to solve in there? And if it's like they're launching, they're growing, they're scaling, it's one of those three buckets. And depending on how they answer that, you set them under the call, and really the calls should not be that long. And so this derailed, had really low unmatched energy, caused him to second guess his entire strategy. And really, we should not be giving strategic advice. Some of the things I would actually disagree with in terms of some of the things we said there, or where we like pigeonholed and it's like A or B. Whereas this seemed like a totally pleasant gentleman who will probably turn around next week, sell 7 people under his sub account, sign up with a different affiliate to get started. And depending on, if this was recovered or rescued in the next couple of days here, is going to find a different solution to onboard those 7 folks. So hopefully this is helpful, different little insight, different little take, learning from our missteps and mistakes. I promise you, if you reach out down below and talk to us, you will not have the same experience as Brian here. I promise you, we get better every single day. So hopefully this is helpful, and I'll see you on the next video.